What is going on, guys? The Negro Shot here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a late review for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Now, I know some of you guys are wondering, why in the world are you reviewing this game 2 months after the game's release? Well, like I've said in a few other videos, I think I did a few live streams and stuff, and I pretty much said that I wasn't going to do a review for the game. But seeing as though I'm about to trade this game in because honestly I haven't been playing it. I haven't really I haven't really been playing it for like the past few months or so. And so I've pretty much gotten tired of this game like very quickly. I ended up beating this game within, I want to say, within probably 2 or 3 days. And honestly, I just feel like I need to go ahead and do a review for this game since I did a review for pretty much every Naruto game, even though some of those reviews aren't on YouTube anymore. But I just felt like, you know what, let me go ahead and do a review for it. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this review, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about my thoughts on the game. So first off, I just want to say how disappointed I was in this game. If you actually get the physical copy of the game and you read the back of the box, it says the perfect storm. And this game is not the perfect storm game. It's not a perfect Naruto game. It's not even a good Naruto game in terms of content and stuff. In terms of gameplay and everything, it's a vast improvement over the past few Naruto games, especially the last one, in which I did not like how they split different mechanics between 3 different types in Revolution. But this game is a lot, like I said, it's a lot better. It's a lot more improved than the past games. This game introduces a few new mechanics, leader switch, what you just saw there, and also just a few little tweaks to the battle system that just makes the game a lot more fun to play, honestly. I mean, I think the only good thing that this game has going for it, this game has two good things going for it. And that is basically the new battle mechanics, the leader switch, and a few other new changes. And then, of course, the game's graphics. They improved the game's graphics. You can see when characters do certain moves and everything, how CC2 really took advantage of the PS4 and the Xbox One as far as particle effects and everything like that, and especially in the story mode, you can honestly tell that they really sort of took their time to just push the limit of the system as far as graphically goes, and you can tell, especially if you look at the cutscenes in the story mode and everything. But other than those two things, the graphics and the improved gameplay mechanics, I think this game really sucks in terms of content, in terms of polish, in terms of a lot of things. Now, there's obviously going to be almost about the same amount of modes that you saw in the previous Storm games. I mean, you have free battle, which you have survival, and you can do regular versus battles against a computer, against a friend, or you could do a tournament or whatever against a computer or whatever. And they've done something differently for the single player type of stuff. So in this game, instead of walking around in the story mode, they kind of split it up so that there's a separate story mode in which you're choosing different fights from the anime. This game actually closes out the Naruto story. So I think that the reason for CC2 really switching out and sort of changing things up with the story mode, so that there's a separate story mode, like I said, and then there's an adventure mode, which is more like the free roam of 2. Unfortunately, the free roam in this game is complete garbage, just like 2 and 3. It's just you're walking slowly and you're going to different villages and completing different mundane side quests and everything like that. I honestly didn't play adventure mode because I just knew it was going to be crappy. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it, and it's just the same thing as Storm 2. So if you like Storm 2 In Storm 3, they're free roam, then you're gonna end up liking adventure mode. But for me, I just thought it was just a complete waste of time. I said I wasn't gonna waste my time on it, and so adventure mode, like I said, if you've seen adventure mode, then you get what I'm saying. Like adventure mode is pretty much a waste of freaking time. But getting back to what I was about to say about TC2 and the reason why they actually changed out or sort of switched up the story mode, it's pretty much because probably the way the manga is, the way how the whole war arc is, it wouldn't have made sense to sort of have that same type of story mode where you're like running around and everything. But my thing is with the free roam, and this is like the last time I'm gonna even mention anything about the adventure mode, is that you're still running at that very, very slow pace. They've done nothing to really improve it. They just expanded on like the world and everything, and it's just more side quests. And from what I understand, I don't think there's any sort of reward that you get for like beating all of the stuff in the adventure mode, or like the main content and stuff. From what a friend has told me, I don't think there's like any reason to play adventure mode. But story mode, on the other hand, let's go ahead and get into the story mode, because I think that's one of that is pretty much the big selling point of the game is story mode and online. So the story mode, I was disappointed in completely. So the story mode is told. The story is told in basically two fashions. There's this like motion comic sort of thing that they're doing in this game, which I do not like where CC2 too cheap to actually get studio period or some animation studio to actually come in and actually do full anime scenes. Like, I'm just wondering if they were just that cheap. But yeah, the motion comic sort of cutscenes feel cheap, they feel lazy, and they sort of make the presentation of the game like it just degrades the presentation of the game. It makes the game's presentation look feel like garbage is the best way I can kind of explain it, because it's like you have the motion comic stuff. I don't know why I keep saying motion comic, but that's really what that story mode, what the fake animation cutscenes kind of remind me of. It kind of reminds me of motion comics, and it just feels cheap when compared to the cutscenes that they actually did in game in the engine. It looks great, the cutscenes that they actually did for the game. Because in the other Storm games, for those of you who don't know, in the other Storm games, they did full cutscenes, and in this game, it's like a mix of these motion comics, and then you have like full cutscenes, and the full cutscenes look great. The latter half of the story mode, where like it's mostly all full cutscenes and everything, like once the story really like heats up and gets going, it's great. But then the latter, like the first half of the story mode, it kind of sucks. I mean, I wish they would have either done one or the other, because kind of mixing it up, like I said, it brought down the presentation of the game for me personally. I just thought the presentation kind of sucked. But like I said earlier, the graphics are great. But like I said, just CC2 mixing those few elements together makes the presentation kind of sucky for this game, in my opinion. And as far as the story goes, as far as the boss battles go, because that's one of the really, really big key points of these games, is really the boss fights. And the boss fights, they weren't as great as Storm 2, and they're kind of, I don't even want to even say they're on Storm 3 level of boss fights, because I was kind of disappointed. I think the only boss fights I really liked was like Might Guy versus Madara, Obito versus Kakashi, and Naruto versus Sasuke. The rest of the fights were just okay, or some of them were quite stupid. I didn't really like it. The horde battles still completely suck and just they just feel too easy, and they just, I don't know, it's something about them that the horde battles, they just don't feel right, or something. I don't know. They're just underwhelming. I'll just say that. But overall, I thought the story was just, it sucked. I mean, you can beat it, like I said earlier, I beat it within a few days, but you can actually beat it in one sitting if you really wanted to. And you weren't trying to go after, like, if you're not trying to go after the trophies and everything, it's pretty easy to beat the story mode. And before I move on to the online, to talking about the online play, I do want to also mention how broken the ranking system in this game is. It's completely and utterly broken. Like the way the ranking system was in the other games, I don't believe it was this cheap. Where you can't lose like an inch of health, otherwise you're not going to get an S rank. Like the ranking system is just completely broken. And for those people who are hunting trophies, I know it's got to be a pain. So getting on to the last part of this review, which is the online. And I gotta say, it's kind of sad. This is the last entry in the Storm series, and we're still getting this crappy online from CC2. The servers completely suck. They suck. I mean, granted, Storm 3 had frame rate issues both on and offline, which this game doesn't seem to have, but it's still laggy. It's even more laggy than previous titles, in my opinion, especially in ranked. I mean, I played a few ranked battles, and like the ranked battles that I've played, like it seems like playing people in ranked, I'm getting like people with red bars even more often than I do in player match. I don't know if it's just me, but really, I gotta say the whole online experience as a whole, it's disappointing. So like they added a few cool new features, like having like voices and stuff to match your ninja card and stuff like that. And they also added these limited time events, which are like you're fighting different people from the series in like a like different battles and stuff. But it's kind of pointless, and kind of like, to me, I think it's a missed opportunity, because like for completing these limited time events, which I guess are like monthly or weekly or something. Like I said, I haven't really played this game in a while, so I can't really remember off the top of my head. But from the little bit of time that I've played those like limited time events, it's just pointless. You're getting these ninja treasures and stuff, which are in turn used to, you can exchange them for different items and stuff, which it's kind of stupid, because like, okay, we already have Ryo to spend on like different cards and different stuff, but I don't know, it's dumb. It's a missed opportunity. These limited time events could have been something special, but instead CC2 took the easy route and just made something completely stupid and pointless. But outside of that, it seems like they took away features again that people really liked in the previous Storm games. Because in Storm 3, it took away spectating for I believe it was tournament mode, and then now they took away spectating for endless, which is completely stupid. I mean, I tried to go on endless earlier today, and it turns out no one was like playing except for like maybe I got to get into like one lobby, and like nothing was happening. Like you can't spectate in any of these modes, so it's like it's pointless. It's pointless to do a tournament. It's pointless to do endless. It's pointless to do any mode other than player match or rank battles. And even rank battles feel pointless because of how the community is. And the community honestly hasn't gotten any better. We got people running away like a bunch of scrubs. And it just, I mean, the online experience as a whole, it's a disappointment. Like I said, it's laggy. The netcode sucks. They tried to release a patch that makes the online more stable. They said that they fixed the online servers a little bit. It's more stable, but it's not, because I haven't really felt any difference since that patch. So that's kind of disappointing. It's really, really disappointing to like have that, have CC2 patch the game, and then there's no difference between the vanilla game and then after the patch. But yeah, overall the online in this game, it freaking sucks. It really freaking sucks. It's even worse than Storm 3's. But even if you're not buying this game, even if you didn't buy this game for the online, I mean offline, you're getting about the same experience you're always getting in the other Storm games. The CPU isn't really that good. I mean, all it does is spam and then run away. At first, when I started playing this game, I thought the CPU, I thought the AI was a little bit more improved than the last game, than the last few titles. But then as I played a little bit more against the computer, I found out that, the CPU is just, it's terrible. So like playing offline, it's not really a challenge. I easily breeze through survival and the survival challenges and all that stuff like that. So overall, I thought this game was garbage. I don't recommend you really buying this game unless you really, really like Naruto, and I would say wait for a price drop. I don't know if the game has dropped to like $50 or $40 since I'm doing this review in April. So hopefully the game has dropped to maybe $40. But I would recommend waiting till this game is at least $30 to buy it, because it's really a garbage game. I mean, I didn't think the Storm series could get any worse, but it has. Outside of, like I said, they improved the gameplay, but there's nothing really here in this game that warrants $60, even $50 purchase. Speaking of the content that they have in there, because like I said earlier, it's the lack of content also, which is a huge negative for me when it comes to scoring this game, because they've only given you like 8 new characters, it feels like, and then they changed a few things for a few other characters. The whole package is really lacking, especially if you compare this game to the past Naruto games, for like the PS2 Naruto games and like the GameCube games. Like, this game is trash, and this is a horrible way. I think this was a horrible way to end the Storm series. And honestly, for me, I think this is my last game. I said that kind of last time in the Revolution review I did for Naruto Storm Revolution. I kind of said that same thing, that was like, I might have to, ease off of buying these anime style games, in which I plan on doing a sort of a video, sort of addressing my sort of, not I don't want to say hate, but frustration with these anime licensed games and everything. But overall, since I know this video has been quite long, and I kind of wanted to keep this review short, but I like to ramble. But overall, I say this game is trash. I'd give it a 2 out of 5. I say don't buy it unless it's like $20 or something like that. So let me know what you guys think. I know I've rambled on a bit too long. I apologize. It's about to be a 20-minute video. So that's what happens when I really just hate something. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. This has been the Negro Shotty. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.